Hi, fourth grade. This is a continuation of lesson 2 from yesterday. We'll call this lesson 2, part 2. And Miss K showed you a little shortcut for multiplying and dividing across the place value chart. We're going to continue that practice today. So what I want you to do is start with your personal whiteboard. You should have your template for lesson 2, the one that says page 21 in the corner. And the first thing that I want you to do is pause the video and label your place value chart. Okay, so you should have ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s, and millions. I'm going to give you a practice problem that I would like for you to try to solve on your personal whiteboard. Okay, your problem is take 3 hundreds and 2 tens and multiply that by 10. 3 hundreds and 2 tens and multiply that by 10. We know that when we multiply a number by 10, we're increasing its value by 10 and we're sliding it across on the place value chart to the left. So if we take our 300s and we multiply that by 10, we'll get 3,000s. If I take my 2 tens, my 20, and I multiply that by 10, my 2 moves to the hundreds place. My 0 ones now becomes 0 tens, and I still have 0 ones. So 320 becomes 3,200. Okay? Erase your board, but not the labels on your place value chart. We're going to try a different one. This time we're going to practice dividing. 4 10,000s and 2 tens divided by 10. 4 10,000s and 2 tens. Divide that by 10. Pause the video and think about it for a minute. If we think about this number, we have 4 10,000s and we have 2 tens. We have 0 thousands and we have 0 hundreds. So the number that we're really working with is 40,020. That's the number that we're really working with. So what we're doing is we're really unbundling each of these numbers and moving it to the right on the place value chart because we're decreasing its value by 10. So my 4 10,000s is now going to become 4,000. My 0 thousands moves to the hundreds place. My 0 hundreds moves to the tens place. And my 2 tens becomes 2 ones. And then my 0 in the ones place goes away. So 4 10,000s and 2 tens divided by 10 is 4,002. Okay, erase your board completely. We're going to do a practice problem in the book. And this is one of the problems that Miss K identified for you yesterday as a can-do problem, but I would like to do it with you. So if you need a second to pause the video and go get your book, please do that. I'd like for you to go to page 17. I'd like to do problem 7 with you. It says, last year the apple orchard experienced a drought and did not produce many apples, but this year the apple orchard produced 45,000 Granny Smith apples and 900 Red Delicious apples, which is 10 times as many apples as last year. How many apples did the orchard produce last year? Well, I'm one step ahead of you, and I'd like for you to do this as well. The first thing I did according to our problem solving steps, not the first thing, but one of the first things that you always have to remember to get into the habit of doing is taking your question and rewriting it as an answer statement with a blank. So I took how many apples did the orchard produce last year, and I turned it into a statement. The orchard produced blank apples last year. So now when I'm finished, all I have to do is fill in the blank. Okay, so let's think about this for a second. The apple orchard this year produced 45,000 Granny Smith apples and 900 Red Delicious apples. That's 10 times as many apples as last year. Let's draw a quick place value chart so that we can make sense of these numbers. Okay, there's my place value chart. It says the apple orchard produced 45,000 Granny Smith apples and 900 Red Delicious apples. So let's think about what that would look like on our place value chart. 45,000. That means I have 4 10,000s. I have 5 thousands. And I have 9 hundreds. That's how many apples were produced this year. That is 10 times more than last year, which means this year they produced more apples than they did last year. We need to decrease our value by 10 to figure out how many apples they produced last year. So just like the practice that we did on our personal whiteboards just a minute ago, we're taking each digit and we are decreasing its value by 10 to figure out the total amount that was produced last year, which is 10 times less. So 4 10,000s becomes 4 thousands, 5 thousands becomes 5 hundreds, 9 hundreds becomes 9 tens, and then 0 tens becomes 0 ones. So last year, the apple orchard produced 4,590 apples. The last step of our problem solving steps always states to make sure that you go back and check for reasonableness. Does my answer make sense? So I'm going to do that. 4,500 apples were produced last year, which is 10 times less than what was produced this year. So if I worked backwards and I multiplied 4,590 by 10, I would get 45,900. I would say that this answer makes sense. Remember, you don't have math groups today, or any Wednesday, rather. So your job after you finish this video is to make sure that you finish pages 17 and 18 in your math book, the must-do problems only, and then move over to Seesaw where the exit ticket is uploaded for you to complete. I will see you for math groups on Thursday.